To our house. Alas, those planes are flying where they belong.
That's right. Over the homes of poor people.
Top secret CIA Weather Control Division, Dick speaking. I need pizza store! Oh, it's you, Stan. What kind of favor?
Oh my God! A Category 6 subpolar tornado came! The rarest storm in all of weather! Corbin here, live in the midst of the storm of the century with our very own Memphis storm front! Greg, we are witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime weather event unleash multiple funnel clouds!
I'm out at Channel 3 and you two are back in. Thanks to us.
What do you mean, thanks to you?
We did all of this. Francine got you on the air, and I abused my CIA powers to make that superstorm.
You made this storm? Lives were destroyed.
But Greg's life was fixed. Now you've got a new work partner and a new life partner.
Now kiss, you two lovebirds, and put some mustard on it.
Aren't you straight? Yes, but I'm terrified of these people. They can control the weather.
But certainly the radar suggests that it very well still might still be a large and damaging tornado on the ground, heading right towards Mayfield right now. Not good. Not good at all.
This is an ABC News special report.
Hi everyone, I'm Phil Lipoff. We are coming on the air right now to bring you the latest on the storm reports that continue to pour in from across this country. 22 tornadoes have been reported across 6 states so far. Tornado warnings are still in effect right now north of Nashville in Tennessee and in parts of Kentucky. That state, unfortunately, now reporting at least 70 dead from a devastating tornado outbreak in western Kentucky. These pictures are dramatic and difficult to look at. The preliminary reports of the primary tornado there on the ground for more than 200 miles. At least 3 others died in severe weather in Tennessee, and there is, at this time, 1 person confirmed to have lost their life when a tornado went through an Arkansas nursing home.
We don't know what to do. Our town's destroyed. I don't know if we can build it back or not. That really's got me concerned. We're just really, we don't know. I mean, we're in shock, really.
You know,
oh yeah, you hurt for them, you hurt for the community, and then, well, I'm concerned about what the people last night out the candle factory. I don't know if how many made it out alive. I don't know. I haven't heard that this morning. We don't have any news. We don't have any water. No power. I don't know when power will be back in, but you just look around. You think you've seen everything. Do you see something else? You think you see another building and the roof's off the one next to it. So.
Whitney. Angie.
Son.
Okay. Let's piece this together. Just stand aside right back there. That was their home 24 hours ago. That was their home. There's nothing left of it, just the foundation. Now, come over here. You were on FaceTime with your mom.
What happened?
When it happened. Tell me what happened.
We run downstairs because we heard the sirens, and then I heard something that sounded like a train. And I got all of the kids in the basement, or my children, and I handed him Sean, my granddaughter, and as soon as I handed her to him, it picked me up and threw me out of the house.
It literally threw you out of this house, out here.
Yes.
Also, it threw your mother out.
She's still at the hospital.
And she, step aside just a second.
Landed under this car.
She landed under that Hyundai Sonata.
Yes.
Oh my God! And she's still in a stable condition. We hear.
As far as I know, she's still stable.
Now,
Jones and Camelia, I stopped you. I saw you taking photos. Tell me what you're here to take photos of.
Well, I'm taking pictures of the church that I grew up in. My grandfather helped build, and it's just devastating how the city is because I've been here all my life, and I can't believe what I'm seeing, you know, and it's heartbreaking, very heartbreaking.
Were you able to stay in your home? What was last night like for you?
Well, I got in my closet, and my house shook really, but it didn't really cause any damage. But this morning, it's swimming pools and the barn that's across the street from me. Parts of it is in my yard. Wires are down. It's just devastating. I've never seen anything like this before in my life, in my entire life. And I'll be 70, my birthday.
When's your birthday?
January 24th.
22 tornadoes have been reported across 6 states. Around for more than 200 miles.
Caused by a massive tornado that plowed through the area overnight. At least 70 people are dead across that state, and Kentucky's governor says he expects that number to surpass 100 by night's end.
This event is the worst, most devastating, most deadly tornado event in Kentucky's history.
Rescue crews are searching for survivors as desperate loved ones plead for help.
I'm looking for my wife and I need her. So if anyone knows, see them, please contact me. Y'all got my number, please. Contact me, please. I've been looking for her ever since 10:30 this morning, tonight. Please help me. I want to find my wife. I want to find her. I hope she's still somewhere safe.
So you got water spraying everywhere. All the power lines in the trees and treetops. It's just, it's shocking.
It started hailing real bad, and I hollered up there at my wife and said, "Come down here quick! Come down here quick!" And she was coming down the stairs. Stuff was hitting her in the back.
We are following breaking developments. Search and rescue efforts are underway right now after a night of deadly tornadoes across the central U.S.
We want you to look at this footage from Mayfield, Kentucky, where tornadoes leveled a candle factory. This is what remains of it now. Kentucky's governor says at least 50 people may have died across his state. That number, though, could reach more than 100. Listen to this.
This has been one of the toughest nights in Kentucky history, and some areas have been hit in ways that are hard to put into words.
We're seeing things that none of us have ever seen before. I went to Hurricane Katrina several years ago, and I'm seeing things now I didn't see then.
And the devastation is spread across several states. At least 2 people have been confirmed dead. Here in Illinois, a tornado hitting an Amazon warehouse. Still unclear how many people were inside at the time, and authorities say it could be days before they finish searching the site.
And now to Arkansas, where we know at least 1 person was killed when part of a nursing home collapsed. At least 20 others were injured, and a second person died in a nearby store.
Tonight, the search and rescue effort continues at what was a candle factory in Mayfield, Kentucky. 110 workers were inside Friday night when the tornado hit. The building now flattened.
I'm prepared for the worst. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm prepared for the worst.
Daryl Johnson is still frantically looking for his younger sister, who he's been trying to reach since last night. She was working inside.
Crews have rescued 40 people from what's left of a candle factory where 110 people were working when the storm hit. The governor saying it will be a miracle if anyone else is found alive. One woman who did manage to escape captured these terrifying moments on Facebook Live.
We are trapped. Please, y'all, get us some help. We're at the candle factory in Mayfield. Please. Please. Y'all, please send us some help. Somebody please send us some help. We are trapped. The wall is stuck on me. Nobody can get to us. Y'all, please. We can't move. Andrea, calm down. Whew. Y'all, please, y'all, pray for us. Try to get somebody to come and help us.
It's very volatile weather pattern. So let's show you a rewind of the radar last night. And I got to tell you, in all my years doing this, I've never seen a tornado outbreak quite as destructive as this. We saw about 150 tornado warnings right across this area. You can see the map painted in red, and those are all the tornado reports, 38 tornado reports. One tornado in particular could have been on the ground, possibly. We're going to get an assessment on that. 240 miles, which would break the record for the tornado on the ground for the longest period of time. We think it was an EF4, EF5.
That number scrolling on top of the screen. This is a saved radar loop or movie. You can see the boxes. Those were tornado watches that just marched across the Missouri into Illinois, and then that line, that devastating line, you can actually see it there from Arkansas into parts of Missouri and then Kentucky. Now, they're still going to be surveying this to see the path and to see if this was one tornado, possibly an EF4, or if it were multiple tornadoes. But the path is over 250 miles. The debris was thrown miles, and this is why we're just dealing with the horrible loss of life. You get a better sense of this battle that was brewing, that surge of mild and not only mild, but very moisture-rich air, and then that powerful jet stream, that cool, dry air sinking and spinning, and then again.
Weather modification is a growing trend both here in Northern California and around the world. So does it work? And why do some people say it could do more harm than good?
Could a strange substance found by a Southwest Arkansas man be part of a government test? Well, that's the question at the heart of a phenomenon called chemtrails, now getting widespread attention.
Government officials in Russia have been experimenting with cloud seeding for years as a way to manipulate the weather.
Well, they say the government is dumping chemicals on us to control or manipulate the weather.
And they say the unusual-looking jet trails in the sky are actually chemical-laden chemtrails. It's a belief gaining popularity here in Colorado.
That is not rain, that is not snow. Believe it or not, military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic, or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
Is the government experimenting with our weather?
This is inevitably military or something going on. The government, the Air Force, they send out what's known as chaff, and it's a way to experiment with the radar system. So when you see this kind of a pattern like this, you can rest assured there's something going on. They're actually little bitty magnetic and little bitty strips of, whether it's aluminum, they change it, but what happens is the radar deflects off of all these little pieces, and they use it actually as a jamming mechanism for radar in warfare, but it can also jam our radar, make rain appear that there really is no rain out there.
Golden admits scientists are experimenting with the weather on a smaller scale. Here in Colorado, cloud seeding to create rain or snow is a common practice.
There are things that we believe we can do, but a lot more research needs to be done.
That's why Golden says we will soon see more weather modification programs, including geoengineering, in the near future. But he says it's not happening yet. There are 172 bills before the U.S. Senate right now calling for more weather modification programs. And while scientists say it's one way to reduce greenhouse gases, opponents say the consequences could be devastating.
All of these things change the growing cycles.
Peterson says altering the amount of sunlight that hits the earth will lead to damaged crops, dead and dying trees, and the disappearance of honeybees.
Then I think we're going to be in more trouble than ever before.
Here in downtown San Francisco, at PG&E headquarters, up on the 16th floor, the weather office, where the utility's top weatherman, Byron Marler, studies charts and satellite pictures. Marler's job is to change weather, although he won't say it that way.
We're really not changing the overall picture of the weather in the Sierra Nevada, with the exception of causing a little more snowfall over some of the watersheds. 5 to 10% additional water on an annual basis.
PG&E uses what are basically big propane gas flares in the mountains. But others use different methods, including airplanes to scatter tiny particles of silver iodide to seed clouds.
Most of the watersheds of the Sierra Nevada are cloud seeded by someone.
Water districts, corporate farms, even private individuals all modify the weather with little oversight and no government restrictions.
You have a lot of people experimenting with the atmosphere.
Who plays God with our crops? Who plays God with different areas of the state, California, or the counties? In other words, the weather belongs to all of us.
So the jury's out as to what the exact effects are, but those guardrails do have an effect upon the weather and climate.
And you know, it turns out until 9 years ago, the government had the right under U.S. law to conduct secret testing on the American public.
So, is there really poison in the sky?
Program known as HARRP, originally Ronald Reagan's controversial Star Wars defense system. Based in Gacoma, Alaska, the weapon operates by beaming powerful radio waves into the upper atmosphere to alter weather patterns. Back to the article. Cho Shudovsky, professor of economics at the University of Ottawa in Canada, who has studied official military documents about HARRP, is in no doubt that the weapon is ready. I don't think there are any peaceful applications. It is a weapon of mass destruction, capable of major climatic disturbance. Part of the beauty is that the enemy might never know that a weapon had been used. Here Cho Shudovsky, a professor, even knows how man is playing around with an extremely dangerous weapon of mass destruction. Don't take our word for it, but search this out for yourselves. Remember, it has been written, "My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge." Even the son of the HARRP founder has this to say.
In case of Soviet attacks.
And so when your father first designed it, it was really in terms of defense, am I right?
It was at the height of the Cold War, right. 1983, 1984, Ronald Reagan in the White House. The project my father was working on was everything from communications with submarines to ground-penetrating radar, over-the-horizon radar, knocking out satellite communications, a missile defense shield. And then there's everyone's favorite, weather control. The idea was by heating up the atmosphere, you could move the jet stream. There's everyone's favorite, weather control. The idea was by heating up the atmosphere, you could move the jet stream. There's everyone's favorite, weather control. The idea was by heating up the atmosphere, you could move the jet stream. Move the jet stream. Move the jet stream. Bringing rain to places or taking rain away from places that were possibly receiving too much rain.
Robert says his father never intended for HARRP to be used as an offensive weapon.
It would have been for good. You have Ethiopia, no rain. Let's bring rain to Ethiopia. You have too much rain, flooding in one place. Let's perturb the jet stream and see if we can halt whatever weather cycle is occurring.
So he was very proud of it eventually.
He was very proud.
But then the military saw the potential and bought up the plans.
Your father did feel that the military were maybe going too far, which is why he left.
Well, no? I mean, so here he is. He's trying to come up with something to defend the United States and better mankind, and they're saying, well, maybe now we have a